Hey, good morning, guys. I should be drinking out of Jack the Real Estate mug. Jack the Real Estate Dog mug. I think Rodney and Denise still have a few of those. Hey, guys, thanks for tuning in. Just felt two things. One about a builder and one about one of the guys on my team. So I'm going to just ask you to please tell me, let's see here. Please tell me who and where you are in the chat. Appreciate it. Number one, pretty exciting. I'm old school. I print stuff out from time to time. I got a thank you note from someone that just closed on their house. Real excited about it. And relative to one of the guys that I'm working real closely with on my team. And the second thing is, no, the builder didn't do that. Oh, no, the builder did not do that. I've got a second story that I want to tell you, which is kind of a trending story. So, guys, thanks for tuning in. Love to know who you are, where you are. So I got this letter, and it says, hello, Mr. Holloway. Hey, love that. Mr. Holloway, respect, right? Hey, Nicola in Pennsylvania. I don't think I know you. Your name doesn't ring a bell. So let me know how we can help you, Nicola. Thank you for popping in. So she says, hello, Mr. Holloway. We'd like to thank you for referring us to Joe Top. That's Top with two P's. Referring us to Joe Top last year when we started our search for a new home in North Carolina. Hey, by the way, in the chat, Nicola, tell me, is the sound good? I didn't test it before. I just want to get online real fast. Tell me in the chat if the sound is good, if my mic is working well. I appreciate it. So she says, thanks for referring us to Joe Top. From our first phone conversation, Joe took an interest in our situation, made us feel that buying a home from a distance would be possible. Buying a home from a distance would be possible. Thank you, Nicola. Sound is great. Hey, is that my Joy Sunshine that I met in the grocery store that day? That's another story I'll tell you as a bonus at the end if you hang around. So she said Joe took an interest in our situation, made us feel like buying a home from a distance would be possible. Wow. Think about it. Buying a home. Hey, I'm going to tell the story about Joy Sunshine as the third thing at the end, because that's a funny story. And she and I lost touch. So this is so cool because buying a home from a distance, yeah, that's what time it is in 2021, right? And the way that I'm working a little differently these days and the way that my folks are working different, like Joe Top, is significant because just in a nutshell, when COVID hit last year and people stopped coming in town to look around, hey, my wife had been retired for a couple of years at that point. I said, hey, I like this, honestly. So I started shooting more videos and posting every day. And then guys like Joe Top are taking folks like this young lady out. I don't want to call her name just as a sense of propriety, but Joe's taking people out. And if in some reason, Joe, Rodney, Denise, Donnie, etc., I can help in that process by going out and shooting a video of a particular home. That's what happened with the closing we've got coming up here just in a few weeks here. The folks saw the video that I shot of a specific house. They bought that house, which was a beautiful thing. Hey, Eric and my friend Jack. Where is Jack, by the way? Jack, he may pop in. I may have to open the door. Thanks, Eric. So let me read this. From our first phone conversation, Joe took an interest in our situation, made us feel like buying a home from a distance would be possible and would be there to guide us every step of the way. And she said, that's exactly what happened. Where is Jack? Nicola, I could call him if you want. Hold on. Good question. Hold on a second. Hey, Jack. Jack, come. Your fans are calling for you. Jack, come. Let me place him right here. Hey, buddy. People are asking about you. Come. Turn around. Place. You're in the shop, so just deal with it. How you doing, Noah? Good boy. There's Jack. Nicola, pretty good, huh? Attaboy. That's my real estate dog. Anyway, she said he communicated with us by phone, FaceTime, email, text, had everything set up for us on each one of our visits. That's the star of the show. I hope he didn't hear that. On each of our visits. Now, see, when he crosses his paws like that, stick a fork in me. I'm done. That's how cool my dog is. Thank you, Nicola. When he crosses his legs, man, his paw. Anyway, I love my boy, and I get to hang out with my dog every day. So I'm not reading this letter very well, am I? Said he was very knowledgeable about the area as well as new home construction and the purchase process. And that's going to be part of what I'm talking about in the second. Oh no, the builder did not do that. Not her builder and her husband, but you won't believe what I'm getting ready to tell you a story here. The second part. Third part is about the lady I met in the grocery store. All right. So Joe is knowledgeable in new home construction. When I first met Joe, he and I were both going through pre-licensing class. He had already been doing stuff in the industry. Hey, Eric. Eric wants to know how you doing. Jack. What's up, cool? He's actually looking out the window at his little sister, Bella. How you doing, player? Jackie. So I met Joe. We were both this is 8 years ago. And I just remembered this guy really well, even though we didn't do any transactions together. He was working for a local builder, great local builder. And so as our paths crossed, anyway, long story short, he's working with me now. And he knows new construction because like Rodney Jones and like me, he's worked for the builder. Started out working for the builder 19 years ago. Rodney Jones has worked for several builders. And so Joe is really good about that. And that's kind of important. And although we weren't first-time home buyers, we were new to North Carolina. He had everything set up, restaurant ideas, blah, blah, blah. He was patient with us and always willing to take the long drives to see different communities. So that's one thing. If you're out of town, out of state, and there's something that you need to see, guys like Joe can FaceTime and do that. Denise does that a lot. Rodney does that, and Donnie. But if I need to go shoot a specific house that you could be interested in, just to understand my scenario, if I do that for you, I've also have another video to throw into my inventory. Typically, I give you a day or two to make a decision before I post it. She said, once we had decided on a home, he walked us through the process, represented us during meetings that we couldn't attend, and had several suggestions for related services. Joe Top always made us feel like he was looking out for us as family would. And we greatly appreciate that. We closed on our home. We're happy homeowners. We will recommend Joe to anyone looking for a realtor. So guys, I'd love for you to let me know because, hey, I'm the team leader. Would love to be able to help pass that down along. And Rodney Jones is so good. Denise O'Farrell, Donnie Morrison, Joe Top, and Chris Nordyke still takes a few of referrals from me as well. So guys, I love that. So that's number one. Thank you so much to her for that. Oh no, the builder did not do that. There's a builder, I'm not going to mention their name, but they happen to be in three basic markets. They are in the Charleston area, including Somerville and so on. They are in Nashville, Tennessee, which is a popular destination. And they're also in Greenville and Spartanburg area. And this particular referral went to one of those three markets from me, YouTube subscriber of mine. And the builder looks great. It looks like the quality is good. My broker partner that helped this particular YouTube subscriber of mine, they let me know that this particular builder, oh my goodness, I can't even believe it. This particular builder, whose name I will not call, this is the note I got from the agent's firm. Builder wants to increase contract price to absorb some of their losses due to price increase of building material. Oh no, the builder did not do that. And so again, the builder wants to increase the contract price. You can't do that. Come on, people. Now, here's what I'll tell you. This agent, really good agent, connected this buyer with a real estate attorney, and they have good grounds to stand on that. Oh no, the builder cannot do that. You cannot increase the contract price to absorb some of your losses. That's why, and if you're a subscriber of mine, you may know this. If you're not, hopefully you will subscribe. But this agent, very seasoned agent, said this is the biggest mess I've ever been associated with in my entire real estate career. So here's what I'm going to tell you. Moving forward, make sure that your agent, and if it's one of my team members, we're going to do this, check the contract to make sure that the builder has not inserted language to that effect. Jack, do you agree with that? Do you think that's the right way to go? You agree with that, don't you? Just nod. Yes, you agree. In other words, there may be, and I heard this from another agent here on the seller side, another on-site rep, that she heard that there are some builders trying to insert language into that contract. Each builder has their own specific contract typically. And if you want to do business with that builder, you write that into the contract. They write it into the contract. Their lawyers do. And so we need to watch for this moving forward to see if, in fact, a builder has inserted that into the contract. Oh, by the way, because here's one thing, you may or may not know it. Most builders have a little 2-year clause in their contract that says this: the builder reserves the right within 2 years. Jack, did you want a cup of coffee? That's your mug, Jack. Hold on. Did you know that the builders typically say that they have up to 2 years to build your house? Now, first of all, the builder doesn't want to take 2 years to build the house, but they often will insert that in the contract. It's kind of standard in most builder contracts. Joe Top just popped in. Joe, would you agree with that most builders have a 2-year clause in there that they can take up to 2 years in the contract? Let me know in the chat, Joe. And so, yes, the answer. And by the way, if anybody wants to weigh in, you don't want to be on the chat and you want to text me, I'll watch my phone for that as well. Okay, and she's going to join in too. Okay, good. Well, I've already read her letter, Joe, and already talked about you. Maybe that was providence so that your head wouldn't get big, but it'll be in the replay and the restream here in a few hours later today. And so Joe says that's correct. So if they say that, now they don't want to take 2 years. They just cover themselves that way. So now that lumber prices are increasing, and if you've been watching my playlist, Building from the Ground Up, you'll see me talking about the windows. I posted a video a day or two ago. If you haven't seen that, by the way, that 30-some videos about building from the ground up, go look at that playlist. I think you'll find, especially if you're building, I take it from dirt all the way to right now. That house is about ready to be buttoned up. Hey, got it from BMX Mom. Donnie Morrison is your guy. Yes, Donnie Morrison. Yes, and Donnie was my agent extraordinaire. Donnie went above and beyond. Man, that is so good to hear. And you closed about 2 months ago. Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you so much for your words about our awesome team. Excellent. That's so good to hear. Thank you so much. So we're going to be watching for clauses that could be inserted. And, the builder's agent, they probably won't say too much about that. They go through that contract fast, right? But having a good buyer agent is important. And here's why another reason why you need a good buyer agent. If you go in there and, I happen to sit in for Rodney on a pre-contract a week or two ago, and, they go fast. They want to kind of get you to zip through it. Rodney rather reviewed the contract after my pre-contract meeting. I was sitting in on his behalf. And so here's what I'll tell you. If in fact, that's interesting, Hunter. I'm going to touch on that comment. Thank you. If in fact, let me ask Joe. Joe, do you know anything about KB Homes coming into the Charlotte market? I'm going to ask Joe to weigh in on that. Jay used to work for KV, I think, Hovnanian, but KB has come in and gone. Are they coming back? Joe, do you know about that? KB coming back? I don't know of any land position, but I'm going to see if you can figure that out. So here's what I'm saying. If you just walk into the office and you don't have a buyer agent, this is why you need a buyer agent now before you reach out to any builders. Trust me on that. You definitely want to have. So say it's Joe Top or Rodney Jones. That way, if you reach out to the builder, you can say, hey, my agent is Rodney Jones or Joe Top from ProStead Realty. The reason you want to do that is so that you have representation from day one. Otherwise, a builder may come around and say that, oh, well, you did not bring so-and-so to us, therefore we will not call you the procuring cause. Therefore, you will not be compensated from the builder if you wait. So if you're reaching out to builders, you're doing it all wrong. What you want to do is reach out to me. Let me connect you with one of my agents, and then would rather have my agents reach out to the builder on your behalf. But if you have a name and you reach out to a builder, you say, hey, my agent is Joe Top, my agent is Rodney Jones, Denise O'Farrell, Donnie Morrison from ProStead Realty. Now, I'm working with each of these agents, right? Because I can go shoot a video while they're out hunting homes for you. So that's very, very important that you have an agent going in. Otherwise, we won't be able to have really great testimonies like we did from the one I read about Joe here. And if she had not gotten on the call, Joe, maybe fast, then watch for the restream. A little later today, this video will be restream video. So that's really important. And we will watch for that contract clause on your behalf, and we'll slow them down if we have to. Slow your roll. Oh, no, you didn't do that, builder. Oh, no, you didn't throw that phrase in that contract. Woo-wee, Jack, you're welcome to say anything you want at any time. You're welcome. You don't say much, though, do you? All right. My dog is in the picture right here because Nicola asked for him. All right. So, Hunter, let me deal with this. No, the builder can't throw that in the contract afterwards. If so, like my agent in this other town, with this builder that's yet unnamed, he took him to the real estate attorney and said, hey, you weigh in on this. And the attorney rendered a favorable opinion that obviously, oh no, builder, you can't do that. But we'll be looking for it moving on. Hunter, thank you so much for asking about Joe Top, about KB Homes. KB used to be here, and it looks like they're coming soon into the Midland area. Yeah, Jax is relaxing. Into the Midland area, and which is east of Charlotte, and Lake Norman, which is north of Charlotte, and Huntersville, which is north of Charlotte. So again, thank you for weighing in on that, Joe. They are coming soon, and we would love to be involved with you on that. Who asked me about, Hunter. We would love to be, so let me connect you to one of my agents. Hit me up, call, text, email, whatever, and we'll get Joe Top on that for you. Be very happy to, or whoever. All right, guys, so now I'm going to go to number 3, and I don't know, Joy, are you still on there? Joy Sunshine. So here's number 3. I know this is so vain. My wife hates hearing these stories, so I come home and say, Jack and I got recognized out in the public marketplace today. Now, I was in a grocery store around the corner from me, and I was in the produce section. This has been a year or two ago, and my eyes, I saw somebody, I kind of locked eyes with this woman. And of course, to be, not to be weird, I'm not going to stare her down. I just just unlocked I looked at her. She was looking at me, all well and good. And so that was all well and good. I didn't stare her down, but a few minutes later, I'm around the corner in the down on some aisle, and I saw her again. And she said, "Are you Roger?" And I said, "Yes." And so we had a nice little chat, and she was very kind and gracious about the videos. And I think she already had an agent, or maybe she was already under contract at one of the 55 plus. But let's see. All right. She said, "You were so nice in the grocery store." Good. And I came home and told my wife about it immediately. And she says right here, "Your videos are the best, very helpful, informative, and friendly. Been watching them for a long time and still do. Thank you, Joy. You were so nice in the grocery store." And thank you. That's very kind of you. I'm glad that you had a good transaction, even though we weren't your agent of choice. But that was a really fun thing. And Jack and I've had Jack in a restaurant, which was down in Indian Land a few years ago. We were waiting on some pizza to take to somebody that had moved nearby. And Jack was laying on the floor like that, real calm. They didn't kick us out of the restaurant. And I had a couple come up and say, "Are you Roger and Jack?" That's really fun. Now, my wife, she doesn't like hearing about it. She's like, please. But she loves what I do. All right. What do you think about this new community, MI in Monroe, called Joe? Do you have time to jump on the MI Homes? I don't think it's called Kennington. I think it might be called Kensington. Joe, we have a new MI home. I think I did a video on that. Basically in the Monroe. Here's what I'll tell you, Eric. Monroe is in Union County, which is on the south and southeast of Charlotte. Everything we know about Union County. Do you know anything about that? Joe, if you can, just weigh in. Yeah. So, Hunter, let us know if we can help you, man. I don't think we're engaged with you, but we'd love to be. But Eric, we love Union County. I'm a mile from Union County right here in South Charlotte, and Union County has a good reputation for schools. Now, there are some neighborhoods that are in, so you got Charlotte, then south you have Weddington, then you have Wesley Chapel, and then Monroe. There is no post office in Wesley Chapel. So you take neighborhoods like Weddington Point. It's not Weddington, and it's really not Monroe, but it has a Monroe address, or as they say in Monroe. But we love Union County, and a lot of stuff going out that way. Indian Trail, Joe knows that very well. And so let us know. Yeah, we love Union County. So I'm not sure what information, Eric, that you had on that. Would love for you to hear. But when it comes to safety, okay, I see. I didn't read all the way through. Time for a sip. Hold on. Oh, hot. Okay, so let me paint this picture. There's a website called areavibes.com. I live in South Charlotte, very nice neighborhood, prestigious, lovely neighborhood. Michael Jordan tried to buy this neighborhood for his mother and father when his dad was alive because it was a horse farm. Another story, another time. And I live in a great neighborhood. And when I looked on areavibes.com, it said you have a very bad crime rate. Oh, really? It doesn't feel like that, other than some disruptive kids in the cul-de-sac. But what I will tell you is that have there been some car break-ins? Yes. The criminals live over yonder, and they work our neighborhood occasionally. So you just don't leave your car unlocked. You don't leave your keys in your car. You lock your doors. Normal, common sense stuff, right? And so so that's, what you do. So do you have crimes reported? Yes. Does that bring your crime rating down? So I just think it's a matter of getting boots on the ground. You can go into city-data.com, city-data.com, and look for threads. You can go into nextdoor.com if you're shopping for a certain area and kind of vibe off of that. So Joy says Union County is nice. So yeah, beautiful. And so yeah, guys, and Hunter, if you see neighborhoods that you want information on, again, let me connect you with an agent. If we start inquiring, make sure you have a buyer agent relationship so that the builder won't stiff you at the end and you be not represented. Is it okay to ask your builder? This is Zach. Is it okay to ask your builder for dates and timeframes for when the next steps are scheduled? In other words, the next step is pouring a slab for garage. I'd like to know what day it's scheduled for. Hold on a second. Zach, I'm just curious who your buyer agent is. New construction home. I'd like to know who your buyer. I'll try to answer it generally, but if you have a good buyer agent, that could be helpful. But when the next steps are scheduled, here's one thing. They're using an iPad basically with builder software on it, and they have it all scheduled out. But things don't always work according to schedule. For example, the next step is pouring a slab for garage. Well, in the video series, Building from the Ground Up, it's on my YouTube channel playlist. Subscribe and like. I hope you will. But watch that playlist. If you're building a house, watch the playlist called Building from the Ground Up. That house is not quite done. Joe Top says we try to get a weekly update on construction. Joe Top's one of my agents if you're just tuning in. And but is it okay? Yes, it's always okay to ask your builder. But here's what I'll tell you, Zach. If one of my agents is your rep, we happen to know how to ask the builder. There's a little secret sauce there. Now, if you have a different agent, I don't know if your agent knows the secret sauce about how to ask the builder. There is a certain way to ask the builder. That's all I'm going to say. Don't want to give away trade secrets. But if the next step is pouring a slab for the garage, let me share this story with you, Zach. On that house, Building from the Ground Up, that current series not quite done. That house is about 4 to 6 weeks out from being done, and you'll see why if you watch that playlist. And they're just short videos, 2, 3, 4 minute videos. But if in fact these things can get out of sequence, for instance, in your mind, perhaps I don't know you, don't know your situation, but it may look like, hey, they've got the driveway boxed, formed for a concrete pour. And maybe you might have heard that in that series, Building from the Ground Up. Check it out. It got out of sequence because, for instance, a builder will often say, I can't tell you when your house will be done. Of course, now everything's messed up with the building, shortages of materials and lumber price increases, etc. And if you don't know what I'm talking about in terms of price increases, Go back and watch the beginning of this, the middle section of this video where we talk about that. Oh no, the builder did not do that. But what they can do is they can switch it up any way they want to, which in that series, we talk about that, and that's exactly what happened. But once the cabinets go in, once they're installed, often, at least in the old school, a builder can say, I will set your closing date now because the cabinets are in. So again, there's part of that secret sauce is in that equation. So for instance, Zach, on the house building from the ground up, you would think that, hey, the driveway has been poured, or the slab, typically they're going to pour the slab for the driveway at the same time they pour the slab for the house foundation. Doesn't always happen that way. In this case, they got that driveway in early. Watch me now on this. But other homes in this neighborhood, they haven't, the driveway has not been poured yet. So what's the method to the madness? It depends. It depends. It's like when, you remember Bob Dole? He's pretty old, and he was running for president, and Rolling Stone interviewed him. Rolling Stone, hip magazine, right? And they said, Mr. Dole, old guy, he's in his 80s. What type of, do you wear boxers or briefs? It's a stupid question, right? Pop culture. Mr. Dole, do you wear boxers or briefs? And he said, depends. Bada boom. And so, you know, there's a method to the madness on when the concrete pours, Zach, but depends. And so what I'm saying is, yes, it is okay to ask if you know how to ask. Number two, I can appreciate that. And I got you now. I would like to know what day it's scheduled for, because you want to put some initials in the concrete, right? I'm teasing. There's a call from New Jersey. Somebody, Tom's River. Somebody wanted to move to Charlotte. Great. I'll talk to you. You're great. Welcome, Eric. And Joe Top says we'd like to get weekly updates. And you get people like Rodney Jones and Denise O'Farrell. Wow. Really good job. Really good job. Hey, Seattle, how are you, sir? It's 11. It's 8 o'clock there, right? All right. How's your house going? I haven't been out there for a while. That's Rodney Jones as your agent. But the last time I went, it sure was beautiful. Looking forward to getting you here from Seattle. Just remember, don't Seattle our Charlotte. Don't New York our Charlotte. I see all the black and gold license plates. Well, guys, we're coming up on 30 minutes. Unless you have a question for me or a comment, I think we covered three main things. First of all, the thank you note, talking about how great of a job that Joe Top did. Number two was, oh no, the builder did not do that. And so thank you, Joy. That was an interesting one. That's important. If you haven't, you need to go back on the restream and watch that middle portion where we said, oh no, the builder did not do that. That's important. And then we talk about other stuff. So guys, thank you so much. Nearly done 2.5 weeks to the walkthrough. Great. Good to hear. Good to hear. People should call you, Joy. Okay, Joy. And I'm definitely escaping Seattle. I'm not bringing it. Good. You get the drift on that, right? Jonathan, there were some t-shirts out about that. Don't Seattle my Charlotte. Anyway, we love it. And guys, you know, I often talk about we're close to the mountains and close to the beach. If you're like me, you're about ready to travel. My wife and I, we're headed to the mountains soon, and we're excited about that. We're taking the dogs. We found a pet-friendly right in downtown Asheville. So I may do some updates, but Asheville, North Carolina, get ready for Jack. And we're going to stay there. Great foodie scene, but we're going to go to like Blowing Rock for a day trip with the dogs. We're going to go like to Maggie Valley for a day trip with the dogs. I don't know how much work I'll be doing. Probably there's another call from Spencer somewhere. Calling in. Good. Thank you. We may go to another city. There's some great little towns around Asheville, and then you come home to have dinner in Asheville, right? It's going to be great. We're staying right in downtown Asheville. Looking forward to that. Jeremy, thank you so much for popping in. And Nicola, thank you. And Jonathan and Joy and everybody. Thank you so much. Jack is chilled out right there. Jack, the real estate dog, that's his portion of the office. Say, why don't you have him a bed? He doesn't like beds. He likes couches and floors and Asheville. So we'll keep you up to date on that. But if you move here, take a day trip to Asheville, wake up, go have lunch there, come back, or we're going to go for a few nights or go to the beach. Beautiful. Seattle, come on. I know you got the beach and all that, but we got the mountains, the beach. You probably have mountains too, but anyway, that's another story. 30 minutes, guys. I'm out. Thank you so much. Jack, do you want to say goodbye? Jack, wake up. He just blinked his eyes. All right, guys, thank you so much for popping in, and we'll see you in the next video.